IDF forces operated in Ramallah overnight to demolish the home of a Palestinian terrorist, Islam Farouk, who was charged with carrying out the deadly twin bombing attack in Jerusalem last year. During the raid in the Palestinian city in Area A of the West Bank, violent riots broke out between security forces and Palestinians. Troops used riot dispersal means and live fire in response to explosive devices, Molotov cocktails, and rocks thrown at the forces. A Palestinian photojournalist was reportedly shot and wounded during the exchange of fire by a rubber bullet. The IDF released a statement afterwards saying every effort is made to prevent harm to non-combatants during operational activity. Farouk was charged in December for allegedly setting off 2 bombs at 2 bus stops near entrances to Jerusalem that killed 2 people and wounded over 20. According to the Shin Bet, Farouk committed the attack because of his affiliation with the Islamic State. And in studio with me is I-24 News Middle East correspondent Ariel Oseran. Ariel, unfortunately, as we mentioned, a photojournalist was injured in these clashes. What more are we hearing from the IDF?
Right, Sarah. So in fact, the IDF confirmed that one photojournalist was present in the vicinity of the clashes, and he sustained injuries, quote, likely caused by a rubber bullet. As you mentioned, the circumstances of the incident are currently being reviewed, but Palestinians say that a second photojournalist was injured in those clashes, so a total of 2. This is according to hospital officials in Ramallah. One of them arrived in serious condition after suffering a direct hit to the head from a rubber bullet, but he is now in stable condition. The other was lightly wounded with a bullet hit to the stomach. Now, it's interesting that the IDF, in its statement, in its initial statement confirming this incident, said that it takes extensive efforts to minimize the harm of individuals and not involved, and it prioritizes the principles of freedom of movement and the press. Obviously, the incident that comes to mind is the death of Al Jazeera U.S. American Palestinian journalist Shirin Abu Akleh in May of 22 during a military raid in Jenin. The IDF acknowledged that it was likely that she was killed by Israeli gunfire, and obviously that sparked widespread condemnation, obviously from the Palestinians, but also from some elements in the United States, demanding that the IDF review its rules of engagement. And so also following the death of a 2.5-year-old Palestinian toddler, if indeed it is confirmed that these 2, that both of them were hit by Israeli fire, obviously that could mount the pressure on the IDF to look into its rules of engagement. But regardless, whenever members of the press or uninvolved civilians are hit in such clashes, obviously that raises more uproar as opposed to when it's militants in these raids.
Absolutely. Ariel Oseran, thank you very much for that breakdown.
Thanks.